Sam stopped reading Reddit threads for crypto tax advice, and for the first time, he felt confident heading into tax season. After months of sifting through American YouTubers, half baked Reddit answers, and a well meaning accountant who didn't understand DeFi, he realized none of it applied to him as a Canadian investor. And that's when everything started to shift. If you've been piecing together your crypto taxes from Reddit threads, YouTube videos, or whatever your accountant thinks might apply, you already know how confusing it gets. One post says staking rewards are capital gains. Another says their income. One YouTuber says the wallet transfers don't matter, but then you read a CRA article and that makes you second guess everything. You're juggling wallets, exchanges, and spreadsheets at midnight, hoping those numbers are going to make sense. And the worst part, you're not even sure if you've done anything wrong, but you still can't sleep. And Sam, he was right there too. He wasn't trying to dodge taxes. He wanted to do it right, but no one was giving him straight answers for Canadians. His accountant meant really well, but the second Sam mentioned DeFi or NFTs, their eyes would glaze over. And after all that effort, Sam was still left wondering, what if the CRA audits me? And here's the truth. He's not alone. I've seen this exact situation again and again. Smart investors are doing their best, but being misled by advice that just wasn't made for them. And it's not your fault. The problem wasn't Sam's effort. The problem was the advice. And then he came across something different. Actual crypto tax content made for Canadians. And at first, he was skeptical. He'd already seen so many people claim to understand crypto tax, but most were quoting US rules or giving generic advice that completely miss the complexity of DeFi, staking, or cross chain activity. Even the so called crypto accountants he had tried before, they didn't really get it. A lot of them had just one crypto client and suddenly called themselves experts. But something about this was different. This wasn't just another blog post with bullet points. This was someone who actually lived in the space. She wasn't talking about crypto from the sidelines. She had been in it since 2012, and her team didn't just read about wallets and protocols, they used them. They reported losses, they claimed staking rewards, and they navigate airdrops. And they weren't doing this 1 month a year. They were doing this every single day, all year long for Canadians with real portfolios just like his. Instead of vague answers, there were actual CRA references. Instead of skimming past the mess, they met him in it and showed him how to clean it up. And for the first time, he didn't feel judged or overwhelmed. He felt understood. And that's when it clicked. The problem wasn't him. The problem was the advice he had been following. And so I would like to know, are you still trying to DIY your crypto taxes with info that might not even apply to Canadians? Tell me in the comments. I would love to know where you're getting stuck. And Sam was there too, in that exact same spot. He was frustrated, stuck, and unsure what to trust. But once the right support clicked into place, everything started to change. First, he stopped trying to decode those rules alone. No more late night spreadsheets, no more second guessing Reddit threads, no more wondering if his wallet transfers were taxable. Secondly, he had answers tailored to his exact crypto activity, from staking to DeFi to claiming losses, all backed by actual CRA guidance, not some vague generalizations. And third, he had a real team behind him, people who live in this space, people who had seen portfolios even more complex than his and who weren't surprised by anything he threw their way. But more than tactics, he started feeling like he wasn't just one email away from a CRA audit. He stopped blaming himself for not being able to figure it out like he thought he should. And he felt supported. He knew he wasn't being handled by someone who had just dabbled in some crypto, but by a team that does this every single day with clients who live and breathe it like he does. Tax season went from a panic to a plan. And for the first time in years, he could actually focus on in his investments again and not his anxiety. And if you're where Sam was, confused by US based crypto advice, stressed about what the CRA actually expects, and tired of trying to figure this out alone, working with a Canadian crypto tax expert might be your better way too. Now, it's not for everyone. If your crypto activity is super simple, just some basic trades on Coinbase, you may be okay with basic software or a general accountant. But if you're staking, bridging, using DeFi protocols, or dealing with Celsius style losses and want to truly be CRA compliant, this could change everything for you. My team and I have been in crypto since 2012, and we don't just understand the rules. We live in this space every day with clients across Canada navigating the same complexities that you are. And if you're starting to realize the real problem wasn't you, it was the advice, that's a sign you're ready for something better. And that's exactly why I created the Canadian Crypto Taxable Events Cheat Sheet. It clears up what actually triggers tax in Canada from swaps, staking, DeFi income, and more. So you can stop second guessing yourself every time you open up your wallet. You can use it to highlight which taxable events you've already done this year and get your first real moment of clarity. Grab the cheat sheet below and stop guessing what the CRA actually cares about. Till next time, I'm Charlene Tessier, your Canadian crypto tax expert. Here's to more crypto profits minus the tax stress.